baby just had a pimple on.
That's all he got on.
He's sitting there shaking down.
I can't. Chrissy.
I just graduated.
Cold food on this child.
Yeah, don't do that. Somebody call police.
No, what's wrong with you?
Somebody call police on her.
Who are you? Lower my voice.
Lower your voice. Who are you?
Get out that man's face, please.
So, I just graduated out the field. Bitch.
What the hell? Somebody call police on her.
Go ahead, see this. I already called 2 times. I keep paying. So long as you got hot water, fire extinguisher.
But when you come in the store fully dressed and your baby's not.
Now, I'm going to call the cops right now.
How many kids do you got?
I got one.
You know, one of the biggest things I want to do with my platform is break the stigmas that surround men, right? Like in this thing where you only hear, right, as you know, deadbeat dads, men are terrible, men shouldn't be around children, men are dangerous, especially around children, men are the ones who abuse children, you hear it's the fathers, right? You will hear it's always the men that when it comes to, let's say, being fathers or having to deal with children, they are terrible, right? It is men you have to watch out for. It is men that are terrible. Now, this is the thing where, of course there are men that are terrible, right? But this is the thing where there's women. Men are women. It's just terrible people. It's not because you're a man or because you're a woman. It's terrible, right? It's not because, oh, you're a man, oh, you could be a deadbeat dad, stuff like that. It's just about the type of person you are, right? There are good people and bad people in this world. I just don't like it because you're a man, you're bad. Because you're a man, you be a deadbeat dad, or if you're not there for your children, you're a deadbeat dad. It's just, we don't really put the nuances, right? We don't really dig in deep into the situation. It's just the person, right? It's the situation. So that's one of the biggest things I want to try to dispel. Just because you're a man, this, that, or that, right? Just because you're a man, you all these blames, all these faults, all these stigmas, all these stereotypes, right? That's one of the things I want to break. Because things like this, right, it shows you, and I see it all the time, right? You know, you hear those the teachers that, you know, have relationships with their students, which is kind of underage abuse and stuff like that. And you see this one where here's a mother who is absolutely unqualified to be a mother, but you know, we don't see enough of this, we don't hear enough of this. This is not a stigma, because we always assume mothers would be a good choice. That's the thing, the assumption, right? That's the problem. That's the problem we constantly have. It's the assumption, and that's really something I want to break. I want to break out of, you know, I'm doing my part, right? I just want to do my part to break the stigma or the stereotype that it's the assumption. If it's a man, he's not there for his children, he's a deadbeat dad, or some things like that, right? That's the thing I want to break, because we don't see this enough, right? Mothers like this, they're terrible human beings. That's just it. It's a human being thing. It's not because of gender. And that's the thing I want to help promote or break people's mindset out.
Update about the Walmart mother that brought her baby wearing only diapers in freezing weather. And when confronted, she twerked. She has been charged with child neglect and facing up to 6 years in jail. 26-year-old Cambria Darby is now behind bars. She was apprehended at Walmart car park after shoppers called authorities on her. The 2-year-old was still freezing and shaking even after another shopper bought him pants, shirt, and a jacket. The mom was also seen chucking frozen bag at him. The mother was placed in custody and charged with child neglect, and her toddler was secured in a warm police unit. First responders evaluated the child's condition, and Child Protective Services responded and ultimately released the child to an approved relative, along with his other 2 siblings. And the Walmart worker that interfered and shared the encounter on social media is still fired by Walmart. But people have donated to her around $29,000. But what do you think about this, and will the child be in better hands now with the relative? Make sure to like and follow to stay updated on this case.
So this young mother was criticized for moving to Houston to chase her dreams of becoming a social media influencer. Apparently her plan backfired and now she's homeless with her children living in the freezing cold. So at the beginning of the year, she moved her family from Tallahassee to Houston because she believes Houston has a lot of social media influencers and it was her dream to become a big influencer. She moved her and her kids into a motel and eventually ran out of money, and when temperatures plummeted and it was no longer to be safe on the streets, she called 911 and they brought her to a temporary location. Caseworkers are currently working super hard trying to get Kiara and her kids back home. Now let's talk about this. One thing I highly dislike about social media is that it gives you such a false perspective of what it really takes to make it as an influencer. Even some of the big time influencers that we know now, be it on Instagram or TikTok, don't even tell the truth fully of the process that it takes to be a big time influencer. You see brand deals and opportunities, but you don't see the flights and some of the dehumanizing things that some of these influencers have to do to make their name stick, to put their name out there, and even to receive more opportunities. While it's great to use these different platforms to monetize and make some form of passive income, I would never ever quit my 9 to 5 for this at all. If it were me, it would literally only be a side hustle. That's it. That's it. This stuff is all temporary. This stuff could go tomorrow, and then what will you fall back on? And it's not even about you anymore. You got these babies to look after as well. You know, I understand we all want to take a leap of faith and just go for it and not be afraid to be seen trying to do something that's, you know, an accomplishment towards us. But we also need to make sure that we have a plan in case this doesn't fall through. What's my backup? Do I have something stable to fall back on so I can provide for myself and my children? Because this is such an unfortunate situation that really could have been prevented. Just because you have 1 million followers or 500,000 followers doesn't mean you're going to make $1 million or $500,000. I hope this young mother gets the help that she needs with her and her family, and I just hope that it's a lesson to anyone viewing, you know, just to make smart decisions and always have a plan, have a solid plan. A plan A, plan B, plan C, but don't just quit everything just to try to make it, especially if it's not just you. You have little ones behind you as well.
The selfishness is unbelievable, right? The irresponsibility where you already took on the responsibility of having kids. Then you neglected those responsibilities to think about yourself. If women like this, people like this, right? Because this is the thing where I want to promote is that it's not just men. It's people. There are good and bad people. Don't matter what gender you are, what race you are, whatever. There's good and bad people in every kind of spectrum. So this is more like I want to make these things the example. My videos are just hopefully to break the stigma, right? That, oh, it's just men. It's just men. It's men. It's men. No, right? There are, in this world, there's just bad men or just bad women. There's just bad people. That's just it, right? Not because you're a man or girl. So here's the thing where it shows that you always think that, oh, men are irresponsible. Men don't care about their kids. Here's a woman that was selfish. She wanted to be big, make it big. And something that's like so rare to make big, right? Be a social media, to be an influencer, right? There's millions of people in this world, and there's only like dozens, handful, right? A couple hundred maybe that makes it big, let alone, you know, to make a amazing living off of it. So this is the thing where it just shows the irresponsibleness of people, right? And of women who thinking, oh, here's a mother, and she didn't even think about her kids. She thought about herself.